Everybody, welcome back to the Nobody Asked podcast. This is probably a monumental day in Nobody Asked podcast history. It's probably the most lads, highest percentage of lads on the podcast. As you know, last week we did have Mates Rates comedy, but I'd argue it still didn't feel like this. Everyone, we've got Billy Darcy on the pod. We've got Freddie McManus on the pod.
Wow.
It's a wonderful day.
This is as straight as this podcast ever has been, I reckon.
And then I'm also here. So,
I think
Not even Fred could counterbalance it.
I know. Was that the vibe that you were going to have just me on, but then possibly two straight?
Yeah.
And then you thought, we'll just take 10% off this with Freddie McManus also in the room.
take the edge off. Diversify. You were the guy who was weighing up right until the second we press record whether to wear sunglasses on the pod. And it was the ring light glare that stopped you from doing it.
And who knew about the ring light glare? You did, Freddie.
From my prescription
Because-
Old
glasses.
fucking Four Eyes over here.
Okay.
Sorry, straight guys.
So that's a little mean-spirited, and that's where we'll draw the line.
Straight guys
Sorry.
don't know about lighting, and we don't apologise for it.
It's just that some of the dimmest hinge profiles known to man.
As long as they can see the fish. That's all
Only
that
two
matters.
of...
Getting a ring light just for the fish.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm excited to have you guys here. Today, it's week. It'll be now the third episode. No Lockie McIntyre to be found. You're
So-
basically saving my goddamn life.
What's the go with Lockie? I am a big fan of the Nobody Asked podcast, but I'm wondering if he is.
Look, apparently a man's got to ski for a month a year, at
Yeah.
least.
Wow.
I just miss his little legs dangling at the edge of this couch as he regales you with stories from his 17 trips a year. Oh, I'm just checking he's listening. He says he listens when he's away.
Freddie
Miss you.
McManus.
Yeah.
That's aggressive.
Oh, don't do this.
Well, no, it's exciting to be on Freddie's first and last appearance on the podcast. Bit of a nice opportunity
It's
for me.
these 3.5%, mate. I don't know. It's
They're
gone
going
right to the
straight
head.
to his little head and his little heart. Okay, I want to start off because I'm itching and dying to know. Last night, Freddie and I, grabbing a drink at the Cordy, he says, you have to get Billy to explain executive order.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I'm not loving how Freddie's like palmed this off to me. But basically, we were doing executive orders at the pub.
But the issue was that we say, regardless of the issue with obviously Trump getting re-elected, is we love the pageantry and the theatre around him taking everything Joe Biden's done for 4 years and going, no more. And just
Absolutely.
signing it
Just
away.
going, nah.
It's the performative nature of the executive orders, like him in front of a crowd with the pen going, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And then,
The straws were paper.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah. Only two genders.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
The most extravagant signature you've ever seen in
Just
your life.
The performative nature of it is so funny. Like, just
Like if Albanese does that, he wins the election coming up. He goes, you got to have eyebrows to be prime minister.
like if it was on a clipboard, the clipboard would be flying out of the arena. And like, so it's a great thing if you want
Donald Trump signing that and he's burning a hole all the way through the page without, like, he's like, we're signing this shit. We're getting it on its way.
Yeah, but if you want to make a statement or you have a take and you're at the pub, finish it off with an executive order so people know that, hey, what I've just said wasn't a question.
Okay.
So you know,
If you're
like,
transitioning from beer to spirits,
yeah,
you're signing it off.
Yeah.
It's happened. It's an
Executive
executive
order.
order.
You're
yeah, like we're doing shots.
Okay. You got to do the big motion.
And
And you throw the pen.
You've got to, the pen should be flying.
Great question as well. It's basically dealer's choice whether you choose to bring a pen to the pub.
Oh, yeah.
I've
can
seen it
choose
done
to do it.
before.
I've always got one.
We're mimers. We build worlds with our hands and our facial expressions. We're sort of Charlie Chaplin out there. But if you do want to bring a pen just to really feel the weight of it, the weight of expectation, ultimately, before you sign it into law, sit with that for a second. The world is one way, it's about to be another.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the don't argue aspect of it.
No, I'll get into it.
And also, you
I'll
would think
initial some things.
Executive order.
Nice. I don't mind the initial either because that's
Ooh.
deliberate. It's precise.
Yeah.
You go E,
Oh, I'm reading it.
M.
I know exactly what I'm signing.
100%.
Do you have anything come to mind that you would want to sign
Well,
into
yeah,
law?
would you like to sign something off now? It's your
It
podcast.
would be our privilege, honestly.
So, oh, God, what do you mean? Just anything to double down on?
Yeah, so,
Yes.
like, one, I would say, I was thinking about this the other day. I always think about this. I think you should be able to eat in the smoking area.
I don't understand why you can't.
Exactly. You should be able to eat in the smoking
maybe
area.
you should be able to.
Clipboard flies. That's hit a kid in the face, that clipboard. That's like, I didn't even look. That's how executive it was.
Flew away like a frisbee. I don't know. I've got so many opinions I think everyone should abide by, but really, I don't know that I'm going to have them. You know, you just double down on something as soon as it flies by. You go like, actually, I live and die by that.
The more reckless, the better.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is we'll just have that there now.
I like having it as the option.
Exactly. The executive order is there now. So
Maybe
as
we'll
we
find
speak,
some new ones today.
Right. As the episode
Executive
continues.
order. I love it. Well, we were talking just before we hit record about Freddie and I are both in the musical about Raygun, breaking the musical at Adelaide Fringe, Melbourne Comedy Festival, Sydney Comedy Festival, and maybe some more. Who knows? Freddie and I had a question to ask you, or to at least discuss between ourselves. Who would Billy play in Raygun the musical?
Oh, wow.
In Breaking the Musical.
So I only know the characters of Raygun herself and Raygun's husband. What are some of the other characters up for grabs?
The judging panel.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That is a possibility. Her parents.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The other contestants.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to see Billy as another contestant.
I could see myself maybe as a Korean woman.
I'd love to see you as like some,
I was thinking
talented Norwegian woman.
Yeah, could I be like the chick who like just trounces Raygun? Yeah. And I'm like trash talking her?
I had it in mind that you could be the sort of the grizzled vet who's now a commentator.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
A little
like
bit,
the Brian Callen in Warrior.
What no one's talking about is how hard those commentators at her battle, what their job was insane.
Like, so they're trying to build her up.
Well, they couldn't say like this is.
They can't trash it.
They can't say what the fuck.
Yeah, they can't trash it because they already know that most people are like, why is this in the Olympics?
They were like, Raygun has, quite a specific style to her. I think this is supposed to be like, it was so they were.
Do they judge as they go? The judges, the people who gave her 0. Like
Yes.
Imagine you're dancing, you just see the judges who you know for a fact are meant to like mark points as they go, pens are down. You're up there.
Executive
Giving it your
order.
life. Yeah, never again. Like, I honestly think, I don't know where the panel are they sort of enraged? Because with diving, they're right there.
Yeah,
like,
of
you're
course
on the
they're right
top
there.
there and you see them,
they'd be close.
right there.
They're right there. You're
'Cause
doing it in
the thing
front
with
of them.
divers is they know. The diver knows from the entry, when you come out the water, they know if they've done well or they haven't.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really, they're not waiting around for the judges, they know. Whereas breakdancing, that is the routine she planned on doing.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
not like,
So there's no routine. So you're not allowed a routine. And my favorite thing about this is...
So it's all improv.
Oh, I'm putting the beard. I'm putting the 3.5 down. I need to be at my best and
it up.
sharpest. So with breakdancing, it's not supposed to be choreographed because you don't know the song you're going to get.
Oh.
You don't know. And so the big thing is Rachel, in the moment, a lot of the other girls... so you can have like combinations. Of course, everyone does sort of have their go-to moves, but you're supposed to be adaptable in the moment, be able to change it, be able to like, obviously everyone like constructs it a little bit like, oh, I like going from this move into this move and then I'll get up. But I don't know what, you got to like time it with the music and see what your opponent has done and feed off of that.
But she knows that I'm shoehorning the kangaroo into whatever they play.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, because you've got your go-to.
You've got your bangers.
You've got your go-tos. But her whole thing was like, she had so many moves that were like, I don't think you thought to do that just then. And she kept doing this at people. She would do, oh my God, she basically was, it looks a little bit like our new executive order signing. She went like this at her opponents while they're dancing, which basically is like a colloquial thing for saying like, you've pre-planned this, like you wrote, like you choreographed this.
Oh, really?
This is an improv. She was on a high horse about that. And they were like,
it's like a rap battle then. They do the same thing. Where
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
oh, your shit's all written. Like,
It's all
who gives
written.
a
I
shit?
love
No, this is
how
freestyle.
no matter what the sport or activity is, there's like all just beefs all the time.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
But so with Raygun,
Especially if there was
Also,
a
she's
20-year
doing-
age gap between her and the kid.
20 is crazy. Nika is like 17.
Yeah, well, she's 36 and shit. So I'm-
Oh, like 16 or like.
But
Okay,
also-
I thought she was actually 40.
So
but yeah.
with Raygun's routine, after she's come off, is she like, oh, well, I wonder what score I'm going to get? Like, did she know
has to be.
zeros were coming? Because she's like studied breakdancing for life. Was she like, oh, I'm screwed here? Or was she like, oh, I'm thinking podium?
She knew she wasn't going to win. She said she knew she wasn't going to win because of her age and because of the, like, she was like, I don't have power moves like the other girls, which is why I lent into musicality and like the expressionistic kind of
power moves being the athleticism.
power
like,
moves being
Like
you're upside
spinning
down
on your
spinning.
fucking head and shit, you
Exactly.
know? Old school.
She knows that
What
she
those
can't.
Korean chicks are doing.
Yeah. putting head to paper.
I
and
couldn't
going
believe
for
we didn't send a Korean Australian woman to the Olympics. That was such an oversight.
Well, you got to see Breaking the Musical because we go into why that didn't happen.
Wow. What a teaser.
Wow.
What a teaser.
Wouldn't you like to
racial
know?
implications of Breaking the Musical.
Kind of. It's what an entire song is about.
Okay, that's the best promo for the musical I've heard.
Yeah, why
we
it
have an
wasn't-
entire song about race.
Yeah, it is.
And guess who's singing it?
Do
We
you
have
know
an
who's?
all-white cast and we have a song about nothing but race.
Billy.
Coming at you.
Do you know? Billy, do you know who has to sing it?
Oh, you.
Oh no. Oh no.
It's not an all-white cast. Steph would like to remind everyone.
Oh, what Steph's a quarter Chinese. We wheeling that out.
They almost sent Steph in for the Olympics. Oh no.
Oh God, damn it. Yeah, no, I don't know who Billy'd play, but I would like to see him as a.
Well, I think
We should have like a "It Should Have Been Me" role, and it's a little Korean girl.
yeah,
Because
that would be great.
Bill, for those who are uninitiated, I don't know why you would be, but Bill's dancing has a wrap around it. There's sort of an aura around the way he moves.
Right.
Because people have.
I have a signature move. Is that what you're saying?
It's the Irish two-step.
I have the Irish two-step.
The Irish two-step.
do?
It's 2 a.m. The dance floor's starting to flag a little bit. We've seen people move left. We've seen people move right.
Yeah.
Have we seen someone move left, then immediately change their mind and step to the right?
Yep.
I'm asking.
Yep. It's a vibe. But also, here's the thing. Okay,
never
so
seen it.
I'm not the
I've never
most
seen it.
extravagant dancer of all time. The Irish two-step, it's like in the film Hitch.
Yes.
When Will Smith is like to Kevin James, I don't want to see any fucking weird shit out there. You live right here. And he's just doing that's like Will Smith would have to give me a similar speech
Right.
Yep.
before going into the artist bar at Melbourne.
No arms.
Freddie McManus does not receive that speech.
Oh, I know.
Because here's the thing. Yes, I'm not the most explosive dancer. Like Raygun, I don't have any power moves. But it would be okay if I wasn't standing next to this bloke doing a fucking wicked scene next to me. Like, the
true.
extravagance of your dancing highlights the sheer lack of extravagance in mine. You're doing, like, spins and shit and choreographed moves.
The results speak for themselves.
That's true.
I also think it makes us quite a good pair. Like quite a good.
Yeah, I guess we sort of... I mean,
It's a bit Bill and Hillary, isn't it? Really?
I will say you've never seen someone in their natural habitat more than Freddie McManus in the artist bar at the Melbourne Comedy Festival on the dance floor.
It's pretty great.
I've never seen a man more comfortable, more confident.
Wow. That's just made me uncomfortable right now.
Oh, wow.
That's unbelievable.
No, it's true.
No, it's a beautiful
You're made
thing.
for it.
You're too talented, Freddie. You've destroyed karaoke a few times as well.
And there you go.
Freddie's the guy.
He's a
where-
musical boy.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx, who, by the way, has the
I've
most
always said
insane
you're the
stand-up
Jamie Foxx
special.
of comedy.
Thank you, mate. Well, he has a stand-up special on Netflix that just came out.
Well, is it good?
Should we just play the first 10 minutes of
Anyway,
it
yeah.
in
Anyone
this
who's a
episode?
big stand-up comedy fan who really likes stand-up, the first 10 minutes of the Jamie Foxx Netflix special is probably about as far as you can take the art form.
It's crazy.
It's only a man of his talent could pull it off.
Right.
He just dances for 10 minutes.
No, and then you add in the fact, because he almost died last year. For those who don't know, he had a stroke. He was in hospital for like 3 months. So he like moonwalks out. He's like shimmying at the start of his stand-up special. And then he starts like full-on crying, being like, Atlanta
You're
saved my life.
joking.
Then he's like singing. Then he does a Cat Williams impression. And we're still like 8 minutes in. We haven't heard bit one yet. We haven't heard the first joke. And we were saying like, I said to Bill, just the first 10 minutes, that's all you need. Like, to watch this. We've been shopping around telling everyone the first 10 minutes. And then we told two of our friends to watch it, and they watched the entire thing. And apparently it's like that the whole way through.
The whole way
The
through.
stamina on this man. Just almost died. Almost lost his life last year.
His special is like if you have 12 minutes of material and I say you have to be on stage for 50 minutes, like you can't come off. And he's just like, I'll just vibe for like 37
the headliner
minutes.
hasn't arrived, and you've got to...
The headliner hasn't arrived.
You're padding
He's
for
in an
time at
Uber.
Raw.
He's in an Uber.
You've only just won Raw and you're padding for
Yeah.
time at
It's
Raw.
like Tony Woods is in Sydney.
Yeah.
And you have to do an hour and a half opening the second half.
Right.
Because he's doing coke with Anthony Skinner at some strip club. So,
And they want music.
yeah. And they want music.
Fucking hell.
But anyway,
That's
let's move the pot along. I feel like
crazy.
Freddie was not the best riff there from him, but let's keep going along.
What are you now? This is awful. This is the first time that we've been on a podcast together as peers, as guests. And look what you're
I'm
doing.
just establishing the hierarchy.
You're
Bickering
down
like
the
little
river, mate.
babies
Yeah,
on my
okay.
podcast.
This is like a talk show as well. This is like a Drew
You got-
Barrymore
thi-
show.
You know what, Freddie? Nobody asked. Clip it. Don't worry, Lockie. The work is getting done in your absence, my
Yeah,
friend.
mate.
Don't
Oh,
you
you want
worry about
structure?
that.
You want
Safe
structure to
hands.
the pod? How about I just have written down UFC.
Oh.
You want to talk about the Ultimate Fighting Championship?
I do.
Yeah, Eden, you've got my attention.
Well, I wanted to give I'm pretty sure I've told Lockie this before, but I wanted to talk to you guys about it. I've realized I do like it, and I especially like watching it with you guys when we have ever been at a pub watching the UFC. But I've realized, I was like, I do like fighting, and I tell people to fight physically all the time, not verbally. That actually causes me more anxiety. But I
what
was
do you
like,
mean you tell people to physically fight? Like, if someone's telling you a problem, do you say you should fight them?
It's happened.
Wow.
And you should stay behind the jab. Do you give them tips as to how to fight them, or it's just no?
No,
technical
because I think
advice,
it should
just-
come from the heart.
Yeah.
Okay,
Is what I'm
interesting.
saying. I think it should
A
like
freestyle fighter.
I think you know
Wow.
what you're gonna need to do. This is the thing about the UFC. This is the thing about anything else, any organized sport. What do you mean timeout?
So if you see a
This
fighter,
isn't real anymore.
if you see a fighter with a game plan who's sticking to it, do you do the Raygun like on the side, like
Yeah.
this is pre-written?
Yeah.
You should be
If I'm-
styling out there.
If I'm seeing a
Hack.
combo of any sorts, hack.
Yeah.
Wow.
You should just Jesus, take the wheel.
I don't want there to
you
be
know?
a name for what you're doing. I want to go. I've never seen a human being do that.
There was a
Yeah.
guy called Anthony Pettis who fought in a world title fight like 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And at one point, he's winning this fight. He runs after the guy he's fighting, runs off the side of the cage and kicks this guy in the head. It's only been tried that one time. It's an unbelievable highlight.
It's something you would do to your little brother when you're 7.
It's like
But it worked.
It's like roughhousing in the
Sick.
living room, but he's
Yeah.
brought it to life at the world level, at the
Yeah.
highest stage.
Good. Yeah,
I've been trying to land that on Joe
Shout out
Darcy.
the guy who was shout out the guy who was fighting. He did not get knocked out. He was very confused. He's like face down on the canvas, no
Yeah.
memory of how he got there. But no one is, including Anthony Pettis, has tried it before or since.
Right.
And so that's the kind of energy you want. But
Right.
what I'm telling you now is that comes along once in a generation.
I reckon what we
They put him on a Wheaties box for that.
amazing. I reckon what we should do is all of the world star videos across the whole, like, all of the internet,
Yep.
the best of those. And I mean, there's semifinals and there's finals, and they make those people. I want to see those types of people.
Do you watch? You see, I always feel weird about the ones in the school hallways that like
That
make
makes
the
me
rounds
sad.
on the internet. It does make you sad when they're like 15, like throwing down in the bathrooms or whatever.
Yeah, no.
But I would say World Star is
You know what
fair
you-
game. Car park stuff, nightclub stuff.
Yeah.
That's a bit of fun.
I do
I
love,
don't love the
um,
school hallway stuff.
No.
Yeah, you'd love street beefs.
Yes.
Where like it's
I need to know what
it's
happened.
kind of like professional fighting, but for people who aren't fighters.
I watch
They
fights for the
literally settle
storyline.
beefs. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I saw. What about this?
Okay.
They literally settle beefs.
Yeah, literally.
Here's a good storyline for you. I saw outside a pub on the south coast in Jervis Bay before Christmas.
Yeah.
Woman and her mother-in-law punch on.
Yeah.
Now I don't know
feels
who
like it's
started it,
marinated
but like
in something.
full punches, right?
Yeah,
Full punches.
wow.
Like, are those chicks not living so many people's dreams of everyone who's ever wanted to flog their parent-in-law
Absolutely.
Or their daughter-in-law.
or their daughter-in-law? Oh my
it's
god!
everyone's dream.
Was
And this was like December 23 as well. Or no, it was December 20. Sorry. So it's
And
like
you saw it.
it feels like we're
Yeah.
long
In
the
overdue a
flesh.
rematch.
How
Well,
did
I'm
it
saying-
end?
the security broke them up. Yeah.
Wow.
They had to be physically pulled off each other.
Physically,
Physically.
I love seeing a fight. When I lived in Canada for a while, it was my favorite thing to go to the ice hockey. I went to the ice hockey for the fights.
Yeah.
I was
They-
there for a different sport
Yeah.
because I love that I do love that they even have to do pause for a second because they're like they'll push each other and then they have to wait while they take all of their equipment off.
just
don't get that.
they throw the stick and they take the helmet off, but all the pads stay on.
I've seen the pads come off, which is crazy.
Because they grab the pads is how they like really
seen
grab
them
onto
take
them and
pads
go.
off.
But it's so weird how the ref like allows the fight to happen.
And those people who are doing it, their job is to be the enforcer. That's all they're there to do as well. It's not like, oh, I play on the wing,
Yeah.
feed a few passes in, and if there's a fight that's necessary, I will step in. It's that my sole purpose is to come in, fight the guy, especially if like your best
Well, you
player is
say
getting
we would-
bullied out there, he's getting flogged.
Yeah.
You're there to to defend him. You're the enforcer.
So, is there a fight every game? Because if I went to a hockey game and there wasn't a fight, I'll be furious.
It's not every time.
That's the thing.
That's the thing.
I love the ones where they like, however they start the puck off or whatever. The guy drops the puck and like two guys immediately just go, nah, helmets off. They don't even start the game and they just start fighting.
Yeah.
That's
That's
sick.
like Tonya
It's
Harding
awesome.
stuff. Where it's like, we're not even hitting the ice.
Absolutely.
And by the way,
I'm taking your knees out before we even start the event.
also, anyone at the game that night, any couples are having sex that night off the back of the sheer adrenaline.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Imagine having dating someone on the team.
Incredible. I was going to.
What if they lose?
Still cool.
Still cool. I agree.
Still
I was asking the
cool.
question.
I think getting in a fight is cool.
Yeah.
No, it's not,
I think-
everyone.
I think solving your problems with violence.
Not if you're under 18 and not in the back of the head, all right?
Yes.
Not in the back of the head.
Only under
Not
the
in the back of
unified MMA rules.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Knees to a grounded opponent?
No.
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 But I will say solving your problems with violence is one of the coolest things you can do.
Well, I went to boarding school, so we were squaring up.
Oh, the cheekers.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because they're country girls.
Oh, country
Yeah,
girls.
right.
So,
Do you have a record? Can I look this up on like Box Rec or whatever?
well, we used to make the year sevens fight each other.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we
That's
put
good.
a-
How
push all
much
the
heavy
couch-
lifting is the word "we" doing there?
No, me and like two other girls.
Yeah, I kind of figured it wouldn't be a big group. I kind of feel like I know who the head of that snake was.
Hey, I had the idea and I I was sort of forefronted it.
Kind of
but-
felt like you bullied those other two girls into it as well.
Yeah, okay, because I said you're in it or you're with me.
mate,
No,
pyramid
we
schemes.
would push the couches into a circle at night when the boarding mistresses had gone to bed, and we would say fight. We would say like you have to like.
Do you have an announcer so there's in the UFC there's Bruce Buffer and he's like, it's time.
Fighting out of Miss Thompson's class. An English student with a 5-inch reach advantage.
Guys, it's Tanika from Coonabarra Brun on.
Despite being 11, we call her a slut.
It's crazy because we had like sort of the dorms were like it was almost like change rooms at a clothes shop. It was like you kind of had big curtains and then dividers, but if you stood on your bed, you could look over into the next person's.
Yep.
Well, it's like a hospital. Like a
Like a hospital kind of, but the dividers are walls, like actual walls. It's and then you have like a little room, whatever. It's still very much boarding school.
When you say, you're forcing these girls to fight each other, you're pushing the couches away. How do you set up that this is going to happen? Because what would be scary to me, imagine if I was like 11 and I knew that this happened and I kind of know I'm due because I've not had to do it yet and everyone gets a turn. It would be if I see the couches going back, like with no warning, if the couch is going back, you're like, shit, I'm about to get in a fight.
Yeah.
Like we weren't going to make the new international students who didn't speak a lick of English.
Because you were scared. They were probably practicing Muay Thai.
Yeah, they might
Because
know a
out
martial
in
art you're not
Phuket.
familiar with.
because we don't know what they're capable of.
Yeah.
Well, I think you do.
No.
The
One of
highlight reels are readily
international girls
available on the
let a
internet.
fucking flying elbow go last night behind the couch.
Bit of Krav Maga.
Yeah.
No, but it also feels a bit crazy for a group of, Oh, well, actually, it wasn't a group of white girls. Actually, the girls, the other girls that were running it with me were Indigenous. But, a group of girls not from your race coming in and being like,
Running it with
Yeah.
me,
you're
yeah.
going to fight people
Well, I
now.
guess you probably haven't really carried that progressive nature into your adult life, re the racial song you're doing in the Raygun musical.
Hey, mate, the couches will be cleared for that. I'll tell you that much.
If 14-year-old Eden could see you singing about Korean chicks in 2025, she would be horrified.
Jesus, it's not good. No, I remember it was pretty insane there. Like even when it wasn't organized, the fight would still break out. Like I was annoying one of my friends, Kayla, once. I don't know what I was doing. Probably not even that much, and she leapt almost through the curtain into my bed, taking me out with her at the same time. It was,
Wow.
They can really get things done around there. And the boarding house mistresses would sort of be like, girls, go to bed. Like they were
Yeah.
so past.
I'm in a rear naked choke, miss. Please.
Yeah.
Assist me.
Girls go to bed. I'm about to go to bed.
I'm
I'm
in
about to
bed.
get choked the
Yeah.
fuck out.
It's the two other chicks in my bed I need a hand with.
Through the curtain's so funny as well.
It's insane. Like she just I didn't see her coming at all.
We
She
have
just-
one here.
Yeah,
We
she
could.
just literally.
Do you want me to get behind there and
She just came boom through. It was so scary, and I don't even know what I did. She just said I was being loud.
I mean, that doesn't blow my head off my shoulders.
What do you mean?
I could see it.
We should have her on here.
You guys wouldn't have done well in boarding school. I'm so sorry to tell either of you.
No, probably not.
I
Obviously.
don't think so.
No.
I wasn't overly popular at high school, but I was popular enough.
Yeah, I think you.
Popular enough. I would have been fine. Freddie would have struggled, I think.
It's no, it's not about popularity. I think like some girls will because in like I don't know, you live with like all these different kinds of people, so it's not really like super popular in the boarding house because so like the day girls, like the boarding house is quite small, but like it's a big school. Does that make sense? So like it's not.
What school was it?
St. Catherine's in Waverley.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just fucking easy.
So what's a day girl? Like a day walker?
A day girl. That sounds like what's the rate?
Yeah, it's not good.
So I couldn't
just
get one of the
just
day
a girl
girls.
that goes to that school but lives at home with her parents.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
she's only at school
That
for
which
the
is
day.
I'm saying
Oh,
like
yeah.
a tenth of the girls who go there board.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to army up at that point, I guess.
Yeah, so there's a lot of camaraderie because it's
Any
like we
fights
live in a
between the
big
day
fucking...
girls and the night girls?
Yeah. Bit of Twilight action, if you know what I mean.
Not the girls in the night. No, but there was a really weird thing sometimes where someone would board for like a little bit. Like one of the day girls would come because their parents would go away for like 6 months because everyone's parents are like going to Europe or something.
Oh, wow.
And she'd move in.
Oh, that must be tough.
Shit.
And it was so
We got a
scary.
fucking
First day in the
girl.
yard there, that's tough.
Yeah.
You gotta make a statement that first day in the yard.
I tell you what.
McGovern organises the fights.
Yeah.
It is so much.
Get after her.
It is like
Through the curtain.
There's so many like prison parallels, of course, except the freedom. But like you would get
Yeah, I'm
put
pretty
on
sure guys aren't in prison because their parents are skiing in the Ardennes.
enough. You know what I meant. But like you would get put on like washing up duty and like extra like cleaning duty as a group. Like if they walked into your dorm and you were making noise, like everyone was put on, even if one of the girls was asleep, and then she'd be pissed at you, and then she'd come after you, and then you probably get double washing up duty.
Did you ever want to escape?
Yeah,
Do people do runners at boarding school?
I helped someone.
Wow.
One of my best
Put
friends.
the
Have you told
poster on
this-
the wall.
Have you
bit of
told this story
Shawshank.
on the pod before?
No, I haven't. I can't
would love
believe
to hear
this.
it.
So it was my friend Kayla, who's really the one who burst through the curtain at me. We were constantly like one of my best friends. I miss her so much. But she was having some sort of like problems at home, and she was like, I have to go. We would have been in year 10, and she was like, I have to go look after my siblings. Like I got to go, and they're not going to let me. And she was like, I'm not telling anyone, and you can't tell anyone. I'm gonna leave tomorrow. But so you have right straight after school, you have to come in and you just like sign your name on the little thing to say you're there. And then from there, depending on how old you are, you can go to Bondi Junction if you want. If you want to get some snacks or, whatever. Go for a run or something. And so she was like,
Or smoke cigarettes or do
smoke
drugs?
cigarettes and get in. Well, Kayla, you had to take someone with you if you were in like year 8 or 9. So I would always have to go with Kayla, and some Jaden, Brendan type fellow would always be in a very fast car that I don't think he was allowed to be driving. It was very, very, very scary. She was a bit like that, but I loved her, so I did it. Anyway, so she was like, I'm gonna leave today, and I'm gonna get on a train to Bowral. And I
Oh,
was like-
wow.
I was like, okay. She's like, because then by the time they realize I'm not there,
You'll be gone.
I'll be gone. I'll be
Yep.
there.
Yep.
And they can't make me come back. I was like, fuck, all right. And so, it got to the time, and everyone was like, all the boarding mistresses came to me, and they were like, where's Kayla? And I was like, I don't know. And they were like, you fucking know. And then it was like they sat me down after dinner. They sat me down in the like dining hall, empty.
They pushed the couches to one side. The boarding
Yeah.
bitch is like, we're going to get to the bottom of this, aren't we?
Yeah.
Square up, McGovern. They were like, you're going to tell us where she is. I know you know where she is. And I was like, and I
You
got
helped?
Like, you were like, no habla inglés.
yeah. I was like, I didn't say that I didn't know where she was. I just said like,
Did you snitch?
no, of course I didn't.
But at that point, that is an important point. Once she's out of there, what real capacity do they have to get her back? They only have this sort of...
Because they were like, okay, but what if she got kidnapped? We'll call the police. And I was like, she didn't get kidnapped. That's what I'll tell you.
Oh.
Because I don't want you to call the police. Like, I want you to know that she's gone.
Yeah, where is
Braden's
she?
actually
She's
a small
not here.
business owner.
I was like, she's not here, and she's okay. But I've deleted all my texts with her, so... and I haven't seen her ever
Wiping the
again.
phone. Pro move.
Chestnut checkers
Well, you
there.
never saw her again.
Like, we've stayed in contact all these years, kind of, but she has 3 kids now.
Wow.
And and they're like...
Do
10
they
or something.
board? Are they day girls?
They're doing laps of the main street in Mittagong, I think.
Fuck yeah.
What does that mean?
Doing hot laps, like just driving your car around the main strip, just letting cunts know.
I'm caught up.
She has she's have you ever had a friend from the Southern Highlands? And they all they post, they're usually friends with you on Facebook, and all of that. The only thing they post is rural Queensland. I'd say is the same. The only thing they post is like, fuckers in this town don't respect me. Everyone's talking
Yeah.
shit about
Oh,
me.
so they still view it as like it's only the circumference of like what they
Yeah.
know is just
Yeah.
people in this town. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. I've
There's
seen,
no
yeah.
respect
I love
on my
using
name.
Facebook for that.
All of yous talking about me don't know shit about me and
Yeah.
who I am as. It's usually who I am as a parent. I'm like, oh, it's not looking good.
Yeah, it's always the bloke being like, I know I've made mistakes, but we all have, this sort of shit.
And then it's like the girl posting some like 2005 looking like not infographic, but like font being like, if he can't serve you, queen, you gotta let him go. And then it's, I'm like, I've seen you scream at your kids in a Kmart. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I don't think you're choosing peace, queen.
I know, but it must be tough to like divorce someone in a small town because you look at you go to the shops and you think, if I'm single in this wretched place at 31 or whatever, what the fuck am I going to do?
And the PR wars, it's all gossip.
Yeah.
It's all
But
bit
also,
neighborhood
I'm saying
watch.
there's
Oh,
fuck all blokes.
people,
Makes you feel good to be in stand-up comedy.
that's it.
Sure.
No infighting, no gossip.
I love the infighting. I love the gossip.
You do love
I
beef
love
in
the
streets.
tribal nature of the whole thing.
Bit of porterhouse in the pavement. You love it.
Bang.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's
fascinating.
all I'm saying.
Boarding school stories. What an untapped resource that we've finally got.
I've got so many.
Got a
So
little
where are you
taste of.
from? Why did you go to boarding school?
I'm from everywhere. I went to boarding school because everyone in my family was just everyone's just going through something. Everyone's like chopping and changing around, going everywhere. Basically, it was like the most stable option for me for a while. And so my beautiful stepdad was like, just put her in the school for a few years. I didn't go the whole way through high school. I started living with my sister in end of year 10.
Do you have like houses like Harry Potter? Like
Yeah.
How much of your experience would I be able to glean from the Harry Potter films? Is it similar?
I mean, yeah, we have houses and inter-house competitions.
Yep.
Interesting.
No
You had
walking
houses at
after
school,
dark.
though,
Do you have
didn't
a sort of a janitor with a cat who, if you go into the...
You have no idea how much. We have a janitor.
I knew it.
We have a janitor who would he was like this big, old, like kind of like willowy man, and he would walk around the street and go around like the school and be like sing to himself, and we'd be like, hey, and he looked exactly like Abraham Lincoln.
Okay.
Wow.
So we had
Was
a lot of
he
characters.
dead?
Yep.
Was it Abraham Lincoln?
Wow.
Yeah.
Because he was at the opera when he died. He got shot. And he's still
Okay.
trying to sing the song that he never got to hear.
Oh, wow.
Something to think about. Kayla, you shouldn't have left, babe. There's some stories
We
there.
had law to uncover.
So
no.
the janitor, especially in those sort of closed environments, they always have to be that weird.
We did have when the head of the school and the head of academic care or whatever, like when the big teachers would come down into assembly, they would wear their like robes, their graduation robes or their whatever. And they were like, that was a cult. That was absolutely a cult. Have I ever told you the best thing I've ever seen is like not the boarding mistress, the headmistress, she would stay up in her quarters. Like you'd never really see her around
The
school.
headmistress.
Headmistress.
Da-na-na-na.
Yeah.
Nice.
And
That's Roald Dahl stuff.
Yeah, it's very
I
that.
picture her, is she quite
Trunchbull.
menacing?
She's really like,
Draconian.
yeah.
Do
like,
our voice, little burst.
Oh no, she was like, the voice wasn't scary.
Oh.
She's like, her name was like Dr. Townsend, and she was
Ooh,
very like.
Dr. Townsend.
Ooh.
Kind of a
The
little...
doctor is in.
She's
little
the thing is, like,
erotic
she
for
would,
me.
She would never be the one to give you the bad news. Someone else would always come and do that. She was like very above it, except I've only seen her do anything for herself ever once, and it was a year after I left school. But I was still kind of involved. I was still helping some of the Year 12 girls out with drama stuff, and so it's the marriage plebiscite, right?
Nice.
And the Year 12s write. I'm so sorry, podcast, if I've told this story before. You know I have 5 stories, and I'm going to rotate them. The Year 12s, wonderful girls, very like political year group, and they wrote in chalk on the like cobblestones, vote yes, or like yes, like love is love, whatever.
Yep.
Dr. Townsend is in her pencil skirt, kitten
Oh,
heels.
yeah, she is.
Shut up. No, she's old. She's old.
Dude, she's saucy as hell. That's what
No, she looks
Dr.
like
Townsend.
she's very scarecrow looking. And they're out there with a like soap and a broom, scrubbing it off herself. And Year 12s took photos and it ended up in the news.
No.
And then what did she write? What did she write on the ground? Vote no.
Yeah.
Executive
It's
order.
an executive order.
Executive order. Jesus.
Miss
How
Townsend.
crazy.
that soapy water.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
was the same. You're talking about snitching. I also got suspended for drinking during the school musical, and I took the rap for about 20 other girls. And because I was like, guys, they don't actually know anything. They've heard rumors. It's fine. Just say no. You have no idea about it. And all of those girls went in there and were like, Eden McGovern.
Really?
Yeah, look.
And then they were like, you'll get less of a punishment if you talk to us about, because we know it's other people. And I was like, no. And then they were, okay, well, you're suspended. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to the beach.
Yeah, look, they can't do much about
power
that, can
move.
they? She's taking a sip. She's taking a sip. Wow. She went to the beach. She's mugged off Townsend there.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Cop that Townsend, you old bat.
You hag.
Jesus. And then she tried to be funny about it at my year 12 graduation. And like, she was like sort of talking about the year group. And she was like, Eden McGovern, you know, like all the things you've ever done for drama. And don't forget that one thing. And I was like, girl.
She has talons. She just don't forget that one
Yeah,
thing.
she's like, I might remember her as an actual bird. I think that's what's
She
happening
seems very
here.
bird. I'm getting McGonagall vibes.
Yeah, but McGonagall has kind eyes. She's very, bird.
Those are Maggie's eyes. J.K.
Maggie.
Rowling did not write it with those eyes. That's
Right.
just Dame Maggie Smith
Right.
putting it on.
Wow.
Show
Shout
some
out to her.
respect.
Shout out.
British people just burst into tears when you talk about Dame Maggie.
It's
I've lost
Freddie
actual
Freddie.
family members and received less messages
it's-
than I did when Dame Maggie Smith passed away. Bill goes, "Are you okay, mate?"
Freddie McManus
before
has fallen to his knees
Freddie goes
on the
into a
podcast.
fight, he goes, "It's not me, Maggie Smith."
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Dear
So
God.
that was enough UFC chat. I think we really covered the
Enough.
the full
So
gamut of.
in conclusion regarding the UFC, Dr. Townsend is a bigot.
Literally, and I'm going square up. Girl.
Dr. Townsend and Dana White do actually have a lot in common.
I did also get was not really a suspension because I pulled an insanity plea. Hey, if you're ever that teacher that I said I don't remember any of it and I didn't mean it, I did. I did threaten a few things that I was going to fight a girl about in the. She wasn't in the boarding house, but I did say a few of it, and I don't know, a teacher heard or something, and then I got pulled into the office, and they were like, "Did you use the word behead?" And I was like,
Whoa.
no. She was like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, it's like, you know, it's just like
It's a turn of phrase.
It's slang.
I'm an animated woman. What do
Yeah.
you mean?
Yeah.
Some would say poet.
I didn't mean literally behead.
Someone say
gonna fuck her
I'm a
up.
Renaissance woman.
Just fuck over it.
It's gonna
Yeah.
fuck her up.
Yeah. I don't know why. Like, I painted a little too much of a picture, I guess, and that's my mistake. And then they said you have to go to the sick bay for the rest of the day. Because
Really?
I was like, I don't remember it. I'm going through something.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah.
And they were like, go to sick bay then. I was like, but there's no.
You were like, I've lost my head. You
I was
know
like,
what I mean?
yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Wow.
I freaked out at a teacher once and got asked if I had problems at home.
Really?
Yeah, I said screw you to a teacher
Oh,
once,
come on.
Oh, mate.
but which is not that bad. But
It's fine.
But you can't do it. But they said it was so out of character for me that they asked me how I was going at home.
Oh, but that just means they liked you.
Yeah, I guess so.
Wow, Bill.
But it was interesting because, yeah, I was thinking if I say that I have problems at home, then I'll be off scot-free here. Mm-hmm. But I didn't. So
You're
I was
making the
gonna
call
say,
like, Dad, listen.
I didn't expect him to say it. I walked in just expecting a fucking rocket because I had to go see the year coordinator, and then he was like quite empathetic. So he actually backdoored me massively. I didn't see it coming.
Wow.
Right.
I said,
But-
screw you. What? Bill, that's so out of character. I'm shocked. I'm appalled.
Yeah.
What drove you to say this?
Only.
I can't remember.
Someone in authority.
Yeah. What? Yeah. You just.
It was like a screw you. Like I think I was asking about something, and they were like, "I'm not telling you."
you were trying to get an education.
You're like,
Oh,
what's the
screw
answer? What's
you.
the answer to this exam?
Yeah. I was asking about a test or something, and yeah, they were like, "No, I can't tell you." I was like,
Screw you. It's crazy.
that was the wrong answer.
I remembered one more element of boarding school that is quite a lot like prison. We had fake phones because you had to give them in at night, depending on how old you were.
I've
But-
heard about this. Yeah.
Yeah, so we had decoy phones. A lot of people had the fake phone, and then they'd have the other phone that would come out. But if you got busted, you lost your phone for like a term. They could do
A
that.
term.
Ages.
So when your parents sign you over to St. Catherine's to Dr. Townsend,
Yes.
with all her, fucking ancient prehistoric views on the world,
Yes.
yeah, they can pretty much they just own you. Like they can take your phone, they
Yeah.
can do whatever they want.
They
Like,
can stop you going out after school.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Was Dr. Townsend like smoothing it out with the parents, like putting it on him, like we have a lovely sort of restorative
Yeah,
environment for the girls here. We're making the next leaders of Australia.
If they're like-
And then the door I imagine the door creaks shut. Forgive
Yeah.
my imagination, but I imagine it creaks shut.
And then it
she
goes, and it
Yeah.
like locks, and the padlocks all go at once.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
she's
It's
willed
like
it that
Ben
way with
Stiller
the
and
She
law.
Happy
goes-
Gilmore. And she's like,
She goes, the gays will never marry children. And then you have to just go to bed.
She unzips, turns back into a full-grown bird.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
God.
Eden's like, Dr. Townsend, could I get a warm glass of milk? It helps me go to sleep. Dr. Townsend's like, you'll sleep, or I'll put you to sleep.
Yeah.
She's getting that
Basically.
sponge of soapy water. If you say screw you, she's washing that mouth out with soap. You're lucky you weren't under Townsend.
I would have copped a right hand, for sure.
Enough. We had to go to so much chapel and stuff. Like,
Well, you would have sung in the choir, I assume.
I stopped doing choir in like year 11, but I did.
So towards the end.
You know this. I did still. I liked getting out of class more. So Reverend Kosh would get me to lead, like play guitar and lead the singing for like the hymns in chapel.
Reverend Kosh.
The
gosh,
cool
hey.
Reverend.
Well, I was also demoted from that because he found out I was saying the word Jesus instead of Jesus in
Oh,
every
wow.
single song, which I thought you wouldn't really be
Like,
able to.
Which has aged well, I think we can agree.
Which has aged really well, even today.
Yeah.
Whatever our
Yeah,
guy,
he's
whatever he's
100%.
saying.
Do you want he tweet? I probably shouldn't even say this. That what he
scared.
tweeted.
That's
he
where
said,
Kanye's at, by the way. where even repeating what he said, you have to double check if you
like,
can.
He goes, I
He
turned
can
down.
cancel others around him now.
Dude, well, let me say this is one of, by the way, like 700 tweets he fired off in the last 24 hours. He goes, I turned down dinner with 3 different Make-A-Wish kids in wheelchairs this week.
It's so funny that
Whoa.
he posted that. What the hell?
To be fair, if you're a Make-A-Wish kid, don't ask for Kanye.
That's exactly
Dude,
what
honestly, have some humility. Just get John Cena like everyone else.
At what point, what do you think that dinner looks like? His teeth are gone. He's removed them all. He has like metal where his teeth were, basically.
What about this Australian chick he's got like hostage at the
Bianca
moment?
Sansoy.
Do you guys know
she
about
went to
this?
school with Jordan Barr.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Did
And
Jordan
apparently
say,
she has like a law degree and whatever. Apparently she was super switched on, smart, capable.
I wonder if she pulls
young
a
woman.
Julia Fox and just gets out of there and was like, well, that was weird. Anyway,
It's
'cause that's what Julia Fox
I
basically
feel like
did.
Julia Fox stopped short of the Grammys red carpet having a fucking,
Okay, yeah.
you know.
Okay, yeah.
So was she actually naked or just topless?
It was like
She
a
had like a see-through
bodysuit
dress.
that was see-through, but not in certain areas. But did you see Jaden Smith shows up? He's wearing like a cardboard house.
A cardboard house on his head.
Oh, I
Imagine-
did see
He
that.
looks
He's on
like
the-
me
he's
at
on the-
Rat Club on any given day.
Right.
What
But imagine
was
he's
that?
on the carpet, right? And he goes, I've definitely dominated the news cycle here. Me, Jaden, I'm wearing a fucking house. We're on here. This is
Yeah.
great. And then just through the corner of your eye, you see Bianca and Kanye show up and you go, don't you fuck. She takes that jacket off. You're like, fucking hell. I wore a house on my head.
Was it a big reveal when she took her jacket off?
Yeah.
Wow.
Jaden and Jaden who?
Jaden Smith, yeah. And can anyone access this video, Freddie? Is it on the internet?
Yeah, mate, it's readily available.
Nice.
Sorry, mate, you might want to get us back on track because from Townsend
Sorry,
to...
I literally just completely forgot I was on a podcast.
Yeah.
But I will be looking that up in my own time, yeah. But what's the go? Like, why is she complicit in this? She's obviously on the end of some emotional abuse or something.
I think so.
Yeah, this is like coercive control. This is what the bus ads are about, sort of.
Girls, girl, #1 in the world.
Bang. Notorious.
Notoriously. a
Notorious.
girl's
So we did
girl.
have a conversation
And
before.
still.
Infamous girls, girl, Billy Darcy.
The Notorious!
You hear it?
Girls, girl! Billy! The ally!
With a total of
Darcy.
3 lesbian friends, 2 of which are Annie Boyle.
Oh, shit. Well, we asked before whether you wanted a silly or a serious fire, but I think we've just made the
think
decision.
Full spectrum.
That felt both.
I think
Yeah.
we've got the
That
full
felt
spectrum.
both. You weighed in on something.
Yeah.
We did.
Exactly. I've got to end on, again, I still can't remember why, but I have good feelings about it, Fred, and I need you to trust me. It says Amy Winehouse here. We were talking last night, and I wrote this down.
Well,
Freddie insisted on this being in the pod, I remember.
I like the idea of... We watched the Bob Dylan movie last night with Charlotte.
Oh,
Yes, I
nice.
can't believe we haven't talked about it.
You know, it's...
I
he
could
sings
talk
all
about
the songs and
Chalamet. I'm a
everything.
massive Chalamet guy.
Yeah.
The press tour has been outstanding.
Lime
Ba-ba-ba.
bike on the red carpet.
Yeah, that's you at Melbourne Comedy
Oh
Festival.
my God. He's
It
got
is.
me hook, line, and sinker, Chalamet. I love him.
A brief detour. Line bikes will always make me think of Billy. We were all out on the first night I got to Melbourne for the comedy festival last year. Fred, it was your last night. Big night. Big
Big
night.
night.
Everyone in Sydney was there. Everyone went insane. And when I left, I didn't think you could walk to where you were going. I saw you leave. We went our separate ways. And the next time I saw you on a line bike going at a speed I didn't know was possible for you.
Flying.
You were gunning it?
Flying down the street.
It was pedal to the metal stuff.
Flying, yeah.
Wait,
Soaring.
scooter or bike?
Bike.
Well, you almost killed me on one
Yeah,
of those things. Yeah,
Freddie drove into some scaffolding on a line bike.
Why do you always
I said-
cartoon accents
I would
falling
say-
through
I would say,
chairs
honestly,
and driving into scaffolding?
I set back years of construction work. Like 2 years they've been putting this thing together, and
it
it
does
just in
happen to
one
you.
fell swoop. Bang.
He went straight into this scaffolding. It was like a bad crash.
Yeah. No, it was one of those you laugh until it's readily apparent that you should not be laughing.
It was laughing, and then it was like, oh no.
Is he all
But
right?
stuff does happen to you, Freddie. Like when you fell through that chair at Frida's, where like it wasn't just that he fell through the chair, like the metal of the chair was like cutting him. And we had to
still got a
like
scar, I
we had
think.
to like surgically pull him out of this chair, but not
Got a tetanus shot the next day.
Keep in mind, there's like metal poles sticking into his thigh, and we're taking photos with him because he can't move. And he's like, the metal is actually cutting me really badly.
So yeah, that was the Amy Winehouse thing I wanted to bring up.
Oh god, that rocked.
Let's do Amy Winehouse.
Dude.
Why was the detour? Oh yeah, because we saw the bloody movie.
Did Amy Winehouse beat the shit out of you? Like, seems to be
Probably.
the theme of these
But
stories.
I was saying the only reason is you were talking about how like when people are like, oh, if those people who are no longer with us could see where we're at right now.
Yes.
Like the idea of like Bob Dylan has lived to this age now, where like if he hates something, he's like 91 years old. He can just say, I hate that, or you can just speak with complete freedom. I go, as one of the best jazz singers of all time, Amy Winehouse sitting through La La Land is something we really missed out on. Where she's just there like, are you cunting kidding me with this shit? Where like Emma Stone's like skipping while Gosling kind of diddles around on the piano. Like it's just something we missed out on, you know?
Yeah.
It's like you think about celebrities you worship or you loved who are now gone. It's like that's the way when people talk about rolling in the grave and stuff. I like think about specific examples of
It's
that.
Amy Winehouse.
Amy Winehouse watching La La Land.
I could see Amy Winehouse giving like some graphic interviews about like Addison Rae.
Yeah,
Amy Winehouse would have punched James Corden.
100%.
Yeah. James Corden would never have been a TV show host had Amy
Not on
Winehouse been
Winehouse's
alive.
watch. No
if
way.
Winehouse's watch.
Shane Warne like watching the players like drink a green smoothie. Like,
Yep.
can you imagine?
I know.
Wouldn't
you know what I
happen.
mean?
You wouldn't. It wouldn't happen. I think
Yeah.
that's the best take you've ever had.
I hate James Corden so much.
Let's
it's like
get into
taking,
this.
Well, okay,
It's
no,
let's
we're
get
not-
into this.
but we're not done. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
taken me out of the podcast. Like I was just like viscerally. What is
Flashbacks.
what is this guy's deal? He's so fucking annoying. It's
And apparently he's rude.
he's so rude.
Can you imagine being like not cool and being like, well, I'm not also gonna fall back on being nice.
But he's like a chameleon in the most like insidious showbiz way. Where I grew up, he was like on this TV show Gavin and Stacey. He became
Yes.
like big
Yes.
off that, and he plays like a lad character in that. He's called Smithy. He's like, oi, oi, like the
seen the show.
lads. Right. So he built like a persona in the UK, became really successful off that, and then hosted like a sports talk show where they're all like, oh, the boys, oi, oi.
Yeah.
He got like into an argument with Patrick Stewart at an awards ceremony where it's like. Patrick Stewart was basically like, you're a flog, I hate you. And then James Corden was like, actually, I'm hosting this show, so I'm like higher status than you here. Goes to
What?
America. That's who I know James Corden to be, by the way. It's the guy who's like, he's a theatre kid trying to be a lad,
he's an
whatever.
imposter.
He's worse.
Right?
Yeah.
But then he went to America, and it was like, unbelievable. You bat an eye. He's gone from going to like Frank Lampard, like, oi, Frankie, to like
He's hosting the Tonys.
singing with Ariana Grande in a Prius. Like, it's just...
Hosting the Tonys, which is up to link it back to Amy Winehouse. So Neil Patrick Harris hosts the Tonys, and he does these amazing, like it's objectively great Tonys intro songs kinds of things,
Yep.
like whatever. Neil Patrick Harris, if we do not forget, hosted a party where he had like a charcuterie board. It's like a Halloween party, and he had meat. He had cold cut meats in the shape of Amy Winehouse's passed away little body.
What, Neil Patrick Harris did?
Yes,
That's Barney from How I Met Your Mother.
I know who it is.
he did that.
And did people like that?
No, they
weird.
said that was really weird. And imagine you're James Corden and people still like Neil Patrick Harris more than you.
Dude.
Well, because I'm sorry, with James, the charcuterie's not sticking around for very long, is it?
Yeah.
Those cured meats, they're going to disappear pretty quick
Don't
on
speak
James's
too loudly.
watch.
Fucking James will be in tears on tomorrow night's show saying he's been fat shamed yet again. Mate, this bloke, every time something goes wrong, he immediately pulls the victim card. I've been fat shamed.
He calls a
mentally ill.
22-year-old waitress a cunt in the middle of New York and then goes, I mean, people talk about my arm fat and it just really sends me
It's just interesting because I have one moment where I can't control myself, but everyone else is constantly treating me that way. Like he's almost a hero for being a cunt such a little amount of time. He's almost saying like, I could be a cunt way more.
That's good. I'm
But
going.
I just
I'm gonna
hate
use
I
that.
just hate how fake, people who are cunts just fucking serve it up on the table.
I don't know why anyone tries to establish their persona as the lovely guy, because I'm like, you're setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah,
And when Ellen came back,
Ellen is a great
we
example.
all talked about this being an amazing opportunity with the stand-up
The special.
to walk out and be like, what are you going to do about it? Yeah, I don't love hanging out with the interns. Yeah,
Dude.
Dakota Johnson, I don't want to go to your dog shit birthday party.
Yeah.
But
Would've been way
fucking
more-
Ellen, dude.
that was such a great opportunity
It
because
was a
everyone was
great
going to watch it
opportunity.
as well.
Yeah. And it could have been really funny for her to come out and be like, what did you think? Be kind to one another.
Yeah.
She could have really.
Like I make $100 million on a 1 p.m. television show. Of course I'm a bitch. Like that would be great. The best part of that special when she was like, yeah, I'm forceful and I know what I want and I'm argumentative and I'll get angry if things aren't going to the standard that I've set. Yeah, and I'm very confident. Yeah. I'm a strong woman.
Well, this is
Minute and a half.
Steph and I.
Into
Yeah.
2-minute applause break.
Steph Robridge and I have been trying to weaponize gender a lot more recently. And if anyone says, "Hey, you've done something wrong," you go, "No, I'm brave.
But yeah, and
No,
that
I'm
sort of stuff.
brave.
Ellen thinks she's like
I'm deviating
fucking,
from stereotypes and expectations, you bitch."
Yeah, that's the sort of behavior that will lead to like women getting diagnosed with hysteria again. You know, Ellen is just sending us back.
Ellen is like the Rosa Parks, but she's the one not letting people sit on certain seats on the bus. She's like a trailblazer for like not letting people sit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, guys. All right. We'll wrap there.
Okay, guys. Well, that's been really fun.
Once we hit reverse Rosa Parks,
Okay, mate. Yeah.
I was like, well, we found the line. Guys, thanks so much for coming. This has actually been actually was crazy for me. This is, as expected, been really, really wonderful.
Wow.
Super fun.
Do you want bump mics or something?
Thanks
do
so
not.
much. Yeah.
Could I plug my tour?
Please plug everything.
Oh yeah, I'm going on tour this year. Get the tickets at billy.darcy on Instagram in my little link tree there.
Well, yes.
And I have a podcast called Get Around Me. So check it out. Come and see some stand-up comedy. Once you've seen the Raygun musical, you know, if you want to see some stand-up, then come and see Billy Darcy.
There you go.
Wow.
Amazing. Incredible. Thanks for everyone listening. I love you so much. Goodbye. Wait, Freddie, did you want to say anything?